What's up, guys? Bobgar here.
Hello.
And Melissa's here as well.
Yeah.
We're just doing a closing thoughts for the week on the 10-ticket gauntlet, $10 deck gauntlet, whatever you want to call it. The 4 matches that we played. And I guess we'll just go through them one by one and talk about them, starting from the bottom going up, because that's the order I posted them on YouTube.
Okay.
So, Angel Reanimator versus Mono Black Vampires. Any thoughts on it?
Any thoughts on it?
Yeah, like how it
kind of
wins.
went how I thought it might go.
You thought Angel Reanimator was going to win?
If it combos off, it just wins. So.
Yeah. I thought Angel Reanimator was not favored, but that was before I realized, which I didn't realize until after the whole match. I think I kept talking about it in the recording during the match. For some dumb reason, Mono Black Vampires has 0 graveyard hate. So...
yeah, that was a rough one.
That was probably a mistake on my part. And that was definitely part of why Vampires lost. Because if it had graveyard hate in its sideboard and it drew them games 2 or 3, it had a pretty good chance of winning, I think. But that didn't happen. And I got really lucky draws games 2 and 3 on Angel Reanimator, so it pulled it out. A little surprising to me, but not like totally crazy either. Because Vampires is a little slow and grindy, so there's definitely a window there for Angel Reanimator to combo off before Vampires can aggro it out. So, Elves versus See the Unwritten.
I hate elves so much.
The thing I remember most about this matchup is how much you love elves.
Yeah.
Did this one surprise you?
No.
It didn't surprise me either.
I was hoping it would lose.
Yeah, I mean...
I had hope in my heart, and then it got crushed.
Yeah, I don't think there's much you could do game 2, for instance. I just got the 41 creatures.
Yeah, no.
Game 1, you made a decision that I don't think was a bad decision, but ended up being the wrong decision, where you didn't Monstrous Peluconos immediately, which you would have only been able to do for, like, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And you waited a turn so you could use more mana.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time you waited a turn, I comboed off.
Yeah.
So if you had done it before, and you happened to take out the, what's his name? The one that lets all the elves tap for mana. That guy. Then I think you probably would have had a chance game 1, but you couldn't have known that, so...
that was the game where they got too big and then I couldn't...
Yeah, you could only kill... Yeah. You killed 1, but you could only kill 1.
I didn't quite... I misunderstood the card a little bit.
Yep.
So that didn't help.
Yeah, it's Monstrosity is kind of a complicated ability, more so than it probably should be.
I don't usually play Peluconos. So.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it didn't work the way I thought it would.
I think I mostly cut it out of the video. I might have left it in there a little bit, but in the second game you also accidentally monstrous him again. You didn't realize it wouldn't work.
No, I didn't know.
But it was also pretty irrelevant because I had 41 guys out and you had like at most 3 blockers. So
I understand reading it again that it gets monstrous and then it doesn't do those other things.
Yeah.
But it was weird that it even let me do the other things.
Right. That's the thing that's like kind of bad. It's just like, well, it's just an activated ability on it, so you can keep using it.
But it doesn't do anything.
It only does it the first time you activate it, so it's kind of like dick move, magic card.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, that one went about like I thought it would too. I thought Elves had the upper hand, but I thought Peluconos was the card that could have brought them down if you had gotten it early enough and happened to ramp into enough mana early enough.
Or if I read the card.
Oh, did you just not read it game 1?
Well, obviously not. If it said monstrous and then I was like, I'll monstrous it again.
That was game 2. Well, game 2, I don't think you had a chance.
Oh, no.
Like, what would you have done if you hadn't done that?
I don't know.
You had 2 other cards in hand.
You had too many creatures.
I had 41 creatures. I mean, I was going to swing with all of them, so I don't think you had a way in the deck to stop 41 creatures. That's the problem. Even if you had, like, another way to kill all of the lords. It's just, even with all of the lords dead, I had you dead on board. So I think game 2 was a lost cause. Game 1, you made a decision that I don't think was wrong. I don't think was necessarily wrong at the time, but it ended up being wrong over the course of the game. Like, in retrospect, it was incorrect. But, and then, so that was Elves vs. See the Unwritten. Red Green Lane Destruction versus Red Deck wins. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts?
Yeah.
Red Deck wins. Did what it do.
I thought you were just going to stop saying. I thought you were just going to say Red Deck wins.
It did.
It did, yes.
And it has so far pretty well. It's very straightforward.
Red Green Land Destruction took a game, and it took a game that I didn't think it was going to win either, but we got a little lucky to take that game. In games 2 and 3, just Red Green Land Destruction had bad draws, so they weren't even competitive.
It must have been the first game
Yeah.
where I just had spells that cost 2.
And I kept you on like 1 mana forever. Yeah.
And it was like, well, and then when I sideboarded, I basically put in all the 1 mana casting spells that were in there.
Which is probably a good idea against land destruction at least. Yeah, and it felt like I had a chance games 2 and 3, especially game 3 because you mulled pretty low.
Yeah.
But if I had gotten to 4 mana, I think I would have had a pretty good chance. But I just didn't get to 4 mana. Basically, I just got stuck on mana and it kind of got screwed over. But
yeah, I don't remember why I had to mulligan down so long.
But Red Deck Wins is the more reliable deck. It's the deck that doesn't need to get to 4 mana. I mean, that's a lot of why it won. It's the old, reliable, burn to face deck, and
it's very good.
It's very good, exactly. So I guess that was that matchup. I can't think of anything terribly interesting to say about it. The only game that was super epic was that first one, and the other ones were just kind of like land destruction rolled over. Yeah. And then Blue-White Flicker versus Thopter Sword combo.
I erased this one from my memory.
Why?
It was way too long.
Yep, it was way too long.
And I hate Flicker.
The video, I think, was almost an hour and 20 minutes when I started doing the editing. I think I got it down to like 30-something. But it definitely took us a long time to play out. I mean, I think the story of the game was Blue-White Flicker felt like it could do almost nothing game 1. Mm-hmm. It didn't have good ways to stop the combo, and it's a slow deck. I mean, the one thing it had as a tool was Maggots of the Disc. Because technically, if you set off a Maggots of the Disc, which would have been hard for me to do anyway, but technically if I set them off, it destroys all artifacts too. So that was like my one out game 1, but I only run them as a 2 of, so it was pretty unlikely that I would actually get one. And I didn't. So that's why I scooped. I was like, well, she's going to win in like 2 turns, and I don't think there's any chance that I realistically win from here. So, and then games 2 and 3, I drew well above average on my sideboard cards, and my sideboard cards make it very hard for the deck to combo off. Not impossible, like I mentioned with the Graveyard Hate to you. It's like you can kind of jump the Graveyard Hate by sacking the sword, and then when I try to use the Graveyard Hate, sacking some other artifact to get back the sword before the Graveyard Hate resolves. But it's like a pain in the ass.
And then you had 2.
Yeah,
2 of them
you
out.
need to have 2 additional artifacts.
And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was a little ridiculous. I think in most of them I had Maggots of the Disc in hand, and I also had a whole bunch of the artifacts hate, which I think you actually did a pretty good job of like countering a couple times, but still, the made the thing is a little tricky. And the only thing I remember that was really sad. So game 2, whatever, I just drew so much hate that you couldn't deal with it. Game 3, I think I don't know if you had a good chance, but you had the counter spell on the spell I was trying to cast, and you the mana leak on it, and you clicked through the resolve accidentally.
Oh, I misunderstood.
And then you thought you were like, oh wait, I can counter that, but it was actually the triggers.
It was the
coming into play.
The card that's normally suspended.
Right, you can suspend it for 2 mana or play it for 5 mana. Both of which are reasonably good, but obviously, usually just because the deck needs 2 drops, it's usually a 2-drop play. But it becomes pretty good with Panharmonicon when you can, since it's bounce target permanent, you can just like bounce 2 lands through your opponent's hand and things like that. So yeah, that was the one sad part. Although I think I probably had that game anyway, but it was hard to tell for sure. I don't know what your hand looked like.
I don't remember ever getting a hand where I was like, this is the best hand ever.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I thought you might have is sweepers, because you run a bunch, and those would have made it potentially slightly hard. Although I had, after the Riftwing came down, my hand was like double Frost Titan.
Yeah.
So that was going to be hard to beat if you didn't have the sweeper, probably. Just because I could, keep a lot of mana tapped down. And then I already had like a Graveyard Hate out. And I think it was that point you were just kind of like super frustrated, so you just scooped.
Yeah. No, it was not working out good. Playing against Flicker is really obnoxious. It's got the same sort of elves problem.
Yeah, I guess. It's very different than elves. What do you think their similarities are?
They're annoying.
Well, I guess that's fair.
Elves is annoying because you get like 2 mana.
Yep.
And then you end up with 40 creatures through dumb bullshit.
Yep. No, elves are super annoying because of that.
And then Flicker is like, it's not cheaty until you get that 4 mana artifact down.
True.
And then you're like, wow, this is pure bullshit. Because now you have double advantage for everything you play.
Yeah.
I mean, it costs 4, so I feel angry that it ever hits play for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's too expensive.
You can't feel too bad about it because it's a do-nothing artifact for 4.
You do.
But I agree.
Then you're like, oh, I play Reflector Mage and I get rid of 2 things.
My favorite thing to do is play that Riftwing on 2, because then when you play the artifact on 4, Panharmonicon is what it's called, the Riftwing will come back into play upkeep of turn 5 and bounce 2 things.
Oh my god.
It's great. It's great. Yeah.
I'm still a little mad that humans lost a Flicker. So.
Yeah, I understand. The Flicker deck's annoying. It is like super.
It just sits
slow.
there and does nothing, and then you keep punching it in the face, and then suddenly it starts doing things. And you're like, what?
It needs to go up against like Angel Reanimator or something and just keel over. It's like, what does it do against Angel? I guess it brings in its Graveyard Hate. If it happens to draw them, it's good. But like otherwise, if it goes up against Angel Reanimator, it's just screwed.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is it keeps going up with relatively interactive creature decks, and against relatively interactive creature decks, Blue-White Flicker is pretty good. I thought Thopter Sword had a pretty good chance against it just because Reflector Mages are so bad, and a couple other things are so bad, but
there wasn't a whole lot I could do about it.
Well, and you pointed out too, Thopter Sword more than any other deck in the whole tournament, or any other deck I've done, is really good game 1 and really bad games 2 and 3 because everybody runs Graveyard Hate and Artifact Hate, and those are what they are. Yeah. And if you're against powered up decks, it's even worse because they run like Rest in Peace and Stony Silence, which are just like. Stony Silence against it is just brutal. So, anyway, so those were the decks we played. That's how it went. Blue-White Flicker, red deck wins, move on to the winner's bracket. Thopter Sword combo fell down to the loser's bracket to play against Elves, who won, and Red-Green Lane Destruction drops down to the loser's bracket to play against Angel Reanimator. So let's talk about those 3 matchups. We're not going to do them this weekend. We'll probably do them next weekend, the weekend after this weekend, whatever you want to call it. What's your prediction for Blue-White Flicker Ridge red deck wins?
Red deck wins. I will never pick Flicker.
I think it's very likely that red deck wins will win as well. It's not super interactive. It doesn't depend on creatures. Reflector Mage isn't particularly good against it. It's pretty fast. The only chance I think Blue-White Flicker has, or only good chance it has, I think is if it gets down a Soul Warden turn 1 and it runs 2 in the main board and I think 0 in the sideboard. But if it happens to get Soul Wardens, it can gain enough life that it could give red deck wins a problem.
Right.
I think that's it.
Pace it slightly, just enough to get it to the point where it's doing dumb shit.
Even just gaining 3 or 4 life against red deck wins can be pretty tricky. Because, I mean, the Wall of Omens are going to be pretty good against red deck wins. Like Blue-White Flicker will be able to put down blockers that'll stop a lot of the creatures, and then red deck wins will run out of burn, and if you've gained 5 life over the course of the game, you just won't have enough, they just won't have enough burn to finish them off. So, if it gets Soul Warden, there's a chance that Blue-White Flicker could win, but it probably won't, because it's only
it probably is. Every time I say something is going to win, it loses. Yeah. So, it's probably going to lose. Whatever deck I play is going to lose.
So I'm betting red deck wins. What do you think about Thopter Sword combo versus Elves?
It's 2 token decks going at it.
That's true.
I mean, I don't know what is in Elves sideboard.
Yep, I can look it up if we want to see. I guess I have to.
I was just saying, like, does it have a way to like even stop the combo?
I hope it has some Graveyard Hate. I don't know off the top of my head. I think it probably does, but I don't know without checking the deck. Obviously, Vampires didn't, and I thought it did, because I think I put it in everything. Yeah. Just, my usual sideboards include some Artifact Hate, which green has a lot of. I mean, Vampires doesn't, because it's black, and black's hard to have that. But I'm pretty sure I have the green Graveyard Hate, probably Natural State in Elves, which is sufficient. And I suspect it has Graveyard Hate as well in those, what's that one called? Tormod's Crypt.
I mean, it does make flying tokens, and none of the Elves will be flying. It's probably going to outpace it.
So, I mean, the thing that makes it tricky is...
Unless you get that instant win.
Elves is a lot faster. Like, Elves will combo off turn 3 or 4 with 40 Elves like we saw that game. Like, that's just something Elves will do. And Thopter Sword combo can't keep up with that. Mm-hmm. But Thopter Sword combo runs a whole bunch of sweepers. Yeah. So, it's really going to come down to, does Thopter Sword combo draw those sweepers, I think, in a lot of cases. I think Thopter Sword combo might be the favorite, but yeah, like you said, it depends on the Graveyard Hate that Elves has, or the sideboard hate in general. I could see it going either way. I think it could actually be pretty close, but The sweepers are just brutal against elves. So if it gets the sweeper, that's pretty rough for elves.
If it wins, it would almost be super satisfying. Because it's like a bunch of robots with swords come flying in and destroy the forest and the elves.
Yeah, I like it.
It's like Revenge of the Humans. Because they built the Thopters.
But realistically, we all know elves are going to win. So let's move on to the next one. Red-Green Land Destruction vs. Angel Reanimator. I think it's pretty easy. The
Land Destruction might be able to stop the Angel Reanimator from comboing off. Because it needs 4 mana.
My belief is Angel Reanimator will lose pretty soundly because
you can destroy a land on turn 3.
Yeah, but Angel Reanimator needs to get to 4 lands to basically have a chance of winning, and Red Green Land Destruction can destroy lands on turn 3 and turn 4 and turn 5, and it can keep destroying lands forever. So I think it's going to be too hard for Angel Reanimator to get that critical mass of lands. I'm going to go tell the dog to be quiet.
Too many people walking by. Oh, there's another doggy barking. That's why he's upset. I hear him.
No barking. Alright, well, I've convinced him. See, I think Red Green Land Destruction will be able to destroy lands fast enough that Angel Reanimator won't be able to go off, but all it takes is a relatively awkward draw from Red Green Land Destruction. It's converted mana...
but it does a lot of stuff at higher mana costs, too.
Red Green Land Destruction?
That's the one with the it costs 6 guy.
Yeah, well, no, 5 is the top
5
one.
Costs 5.
Duous of Calamity's a 5 top.
Yeah.
He's a 6/6 trample though for 5.
Oh, maybe that's why I was thinking 6.
Yep. I often think 6. It's hard to read when they have that dual mana symbol thing all the way across. But yeah, he's actually a 5-drop. 5-drop is as high as it goes. But there are a bunch of good 5-drops. I think. So the problem though is like their curve is a little awkward. So if you only get to 3 mana and you happen to have a bunch of 4 and 5 drops in hand, that's when I think it could lose. Which is what happened to me against the red deck wins. Both games 2 and 3, I kept being like, well, I just gotta draw a land in the next 2 turns. Well, I just gotta draw a land in the next 1 turn. Well, I just gotta draw a land in the next... Oh, now I'm kind of screwed because Brent's gonna run me over.
I don't know if it was the second game or the third game of the red deck wins. I don't remember which one.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh, I have the perfect hand.
Yeah.
And I just played everything out.
And then you won.
And I was like, I don't know how much it matters that he'd interact with it. It was like, this is perfect.
It's quite possible. Do you have a pick for winner of the whole tournament yet?
Because one of these ones could win too, right?
Yeah, there's 6 left in the tournament. It's Blue-White Flicker, Red Deck Wins, Thopter Sword Combo, Elves, Red Green Land Destruction, and Angel Reanimator.
Well, all my favorites lost. So now I'm just gonna root for pure evil and hope Red Deck wins the whole thing.
I mean, there's a difference for me between who I'm rooting for and who I think will win. Because I think Red Deck wins is the most likely, but it's at least interesting. I mean, I would love it if Land Destruction or Angel Reanimator won.
That'd be kind of funny.
I like both of those decks.
But you have to pick one.
Oh, well.
Because only one of them can make it because they're fighting each other.
Let me do a little theory crafting here. So, well, I think Red Green Land Destruction. I don't think Angel Reanimator has a chance. I think Red Green Land Destruction would win there. Do I think they have a chance? It depends on.
Red Green Land Destruction is gonna get trumped in the face with elves.
Yeah, I don't think they have a chance against elves.
No, Angel Reanimator's got a better shot against elves, but it's not good.
Well, Red Green Land Destruction does run Pyroclasm main board.
Oh, does it?
As a 4 of, so it's not that bad against elves. But yeah, I agree. I don't think they're going to do well against elves. Yeah, and they have more sweepers in the sideboard. They also run 3... Oh, I forget what it's called. But it's a 3 damage sweeper for 3.
Yeah, but a whole bunch of the cards are specifically to kill off lands, and they don't even need them.
Yeah, well, they do once you kill all their creatures.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they actually might be able to beat elves. I think right now... I think Red Green Land Destruction could come out of the losers bracket as the winner of the losers bracket. Oh, fuck, I don't think it can beat Red Deck Wins.
It's gonna be elves.
I don't think it can beat Red Deck Wins.
You don't think elves can beat Red Deck Wins?
Oh, elves. Which one do you think might be able to. Elves probably could.
It's gonna be elves versus Red Deck Wins.
I think the 3 that I'm looking at that I think they're most likely to get to the end are elves, Red Green Land Destruction, and Red Deck Wins. Those are the 3 that I think are the most likely to be in the finals.
No, it's gonna be the 2 douchiest ones. It's gonna be Red Deck Wins and elves. Come on.
Red Green Land Destruction is way more douchey than elves. I mean, maybe not.
No.
You might not hate it as much, but it's more douchey.
When you take a turn That is literally like twice the length of my turn, because all I can do is play a land and put down a 1/1.
What I like about that is that you said it was twice as long, and it's easily at least 5 times as long.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally like,
well,
you had turns where you're like, I'm playing, See the Unwritten. I tap my elf and play 1 creature down. I play a Pelucanos, and I'm like, oh, I tap 3 elves and play 3 more elves, and tap 3 elves, and use my search card to find 3 more elves, to play 3 more elves, to tap 3 more elves, to make 3 more elves. And I just did it for like 10 minutes until I had 40 elves.
I still feel like this elves deck isn't as bad as the Pauper one.
That might be true. I mean,
the Pauper one is like you literally were just playing solitaire, and I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing here.
Some of the creatures in this one are less broken, and it also doesn't run distant melodies, which can get kind of out of hand. So I don't know. Okay, I bet you're right. I bet if I had to guess, red deck win and elves in the final, but I'm still rooting for red green land destruction. I think that's my dark horse. All right, I guess that's it.
I hope it's humans.
I have some bad news for you.
No, they're gonna come back.
The humans are dead.
No,
they're not coming back.
They're gonna make us sneak up on the elves, and they're gonna take their place.
The humans.
They're just gonna put little pointy things on their ears.
So the humans,
blend right in.
They can't live with you anymore, Melissa.
Humans can't live with
me? They got sent to a farm upstate.
Oh no!
There's a nice family taking care of them.
No. Yeah, so I guess I pick red deck wins.
Okay.
And I hope it stomps elves. It's not going to, but I hope it does.
It could.
I don't know, elves is pretty quick.
Yep.
Quicker, I think.
Red deck wins has a lot of burn, and I think.
What did elves lose against that it got stuck in the losers bracket?
It actually lost against, I think, Thopter Sword combo, right? I think this is a rematch.
Oh, that's embarrassing. So it has a chance. No, that's not true.
No, it lost against Blue White Flicker? No.
Oh.
no, it lost against Blue White Humans. Is who it lost against.
See, the humans did one good thing. They're better than elves, apparently.
Oh, the other one is a rematch. That's what I meant to say. Red Green Lane Destruction versus Angel the Animator is a rematch.
Oh, yeah.
From round 1. Red Green Lane Destruction won it. 2-1. It was closer than I thought.
You know why Red Green Lane Destruction won the first time around?
Why?
Because I was playing Angel Reanimator.
Were you? Maybe.
And then in something else, I had to play the Land Destruction deck. Yeah, against See the Unwritten. And then I had to play See the Unwritten because you played elves.
I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure...
And then you had to play Land Destruction against the red deck wins. We have been all over the map.
Oh, you're right. Trading decks back and forth like crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give you one side of that matchup. Would you rather play Red Green Lane Destruction or Angel Reanimator?
I'll play either one. That one I don't feel particularly picky about.
The other two, we already have the deck split, so that should be easy.
Yeah. I'm not playing elves.
Or Blue White Flicker.
No.
You might have to eventually.
No!
Imagine if it's Blue White Flicker versus elves in the final.
Oh, I would pick Flicker over elves. I refuse. You can just win elves. I refuse to play you.
Sounds good. So I think that's about all we need to talk about, unless you want to say anything else?
No.
So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't and you like Fire Emblem Heroes, you should check out Melissa's YouTube channel. I think it's on my little list of featured channels on my YouTube channel.
I play Fire Emblem Heroes.
She's pretty good at it. She'll teach you how to win. Send her messages and be like,
There's gonna be a Halloween banner up soon.
Yeah.
It's gonna be exciting. I don't know what the characters are yet. I'll find out on Friday. Ooh.
It's gonna be spooky. Yeah, and thank you guys so much for watching as always. Hope you're enjoying the little tournament we're doing. It's coming to a close. We're very close to the end. And yeah, so we will see you next time. See you in a couple weeks. Later.
Bye.
Hey guys, Bobgar here. I just really wanted to quickly say, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you enjoy my content in general and would like to see more of it, subscribe. I'll be coming out with more content in the future. And please leave me comments and let me know what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, both in terms of production and in terms of my play and my deck building and all that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time.